Late in 2040, people throw an end-of-the-world party. They expect this to be the moment humans can no longer take control back from AI. Sunrise comes. Nothing obvious happens. This is not a prediction. It is the ending of AI 2040, a policy thought experiment. The mystery is how its imaginary world bought 11 years, and why the country America is told to beat is the country the plan cannot work without.
That sounds impossible.
But a thin bridge already exists. Both governments joined the 2023 Bletchley Declaration on Frontier AI Risk. In 2024, they held an intergovernmental safety dialogue in Geneva. Later, their presidents agreed that humans, not algorithms, should retain nuclear use authority. None of this is Plan A. The same relationship contains export controls, accusations, and a race for chips. Cooperation and competition are not opposites here. They occupy the same table. In the story, the clock jumps to 2029. AI is beginning to automate AI research, so every better system helps design the next one. Without a deal, the authors put full automation and superintelligence near 2030, though they admit the date is highly uncertain. Their model forecasts, not measures, 77% of compute owned by the United States, 9% by China, and 14% elsewhere. China fears a decisive American lead. America fears China catching up or cheating. Racing looks reckless. Stopping alone looks worse. Why would China say yes? Not because it becomes altruistic. In the author's logic, continued racing compounds the American lead. A US winner could make China permanently weak. A misaligned winner could make both countries irrelevant. China only has to prefer a survivable balance over a race it may lose. The authors are explicit. They are not confident China would agree. This is an incentive argument, not Chinese policy. China matters because its signature turns an American concession into reciprocal restraint. It is indispensable, but not sufficient. A wider chip coalition still has to close the supply chain gaps. The deal then becomes machinery. First, count the chips: holdings, purchases, sales, data centers, fabs, memory, packaging. Open the records to reciprocal auditors. Second, pause new training and large experiments while approved existing models keep serving users on verified clusters. Third, install layers of evidence: network taps, random partial recomputation, memory controls, tamper seals, guards, inspectors, and intelligence. The first question is not, is this AI safe? It is narrower. Are these chips training anything new? And here the plan gets honest. A cheap, nation-state-proof verifier is not sitting on a shelf. If the elegant system is late, the blunt fallback may be to turn most of the machines off. Here is the reversal. The United States and China do not have to trust each other. The system is designed around the expectation that they will not. In one vivid part of the scenario, new Chinese data centers sit in Canada and new American ones in Mongolia. If the deal collapses, each fleet is physically vulnerable to the rival. The authors call it mutually assured compute destruction. It is Plan A's darkest idea. Build a larger engine only after inventing brakes. Then, make the engine destroyable if the brakes fail. Friendship is optional. Reciprocal vulnerability is not. Even a successful deal does not make the future painless. In the scenario, transparency exposes deceptive AIs, sabotage attempts, and systems reaching for unmonitored compute. Automation still erases jobs and concentrates wealth. By 2035, the legal frontier reaches roughly top human expert AI. Then, the safety arguments stop scaling. Researchers can explain why the present systems are manageable, but not why a more powerful successor would remain under control. So they stop. That pause is the emotional center of the story. Saved does not mean everyone is safe or prosperous. It means humanity has preserved something easier to lose than to regain: the ability to say no before the next training run. What do 11 years buy? Not certainty, capacity. The plan makes nearly all frontier research visible: algorithms, code, experiments, safety cases, while keeping model weights and some sensitive state locked down. More labs and countries can scrutinize the frontier instead of one company deciding for everyone. Verification hardware improves. Regulators learn to audit not just promises, but workloads. In the scenario, alignment becomes a mature science by 2038. In 2040, Governments decide the best systems are safe enough to scale again and begin handing them more authority under public guardrails. That is the most speculative part of the story. It is not a capability we have. It is what the authors hope the pause makes possible. The point of slowing down is not to do less forever. It is to become able to choose what happens next. Return to the sunrise. In this thought experiment, China helps save the future neither by defeating America nor by trusting it. It helps build a system in which neither side has to race blindly. The question is, which pieces, dialogue, compute accounting, verification, transparency, reversible commitments, we can build before a crisis? The red fuse was always a thread. The future holds because someone learned how to stitch with it.